everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today we'll be talking about blockchain projects and their use cases. So I've picked a couple of projects that we'll be talking about and also their use cases too. Yeah. So I welcome you all, like I've done before. Yeah. So this is an introduction. Since the creation of Bitcoin in 2009. The blockchain technology has evolved with new and innovative projects and protocols being developed. Yeah, since Bitcoin, we've seen Ethereum, we've seen Cardano, we've seen Solana, and a couple of other innovative projects that are trying to displace Bitcoin. Yeah, and also the evolution has given rise to a lot of use cases and application of these exciting blockchain technology. So we've seen since the blockchain innovation started now, we've seen a lot of new projects that have been developed. We've seen the applications of blockchain in DeFi, in NFTs, in a whole lot of industries, and it has disrupted major industries like finance. Also, it's disrupting e-commerce too, and also other industries are joining too. Yeah, so today, like I said before, we'll be talking about blockchain projects. So it's going to be a kind of quick. It's going to kind of be quick today. So no, I'm going to start with Chainlink. So Chainlink is a decentralized Oracle network that connects blockchain to real world data. Yeah. Actually, the blockchain, anything that's on the blockchain does not have access to real world data. Like for example, if you deploy a smart contract to the blockchain network, the smart contract doesn't have access to outside data, data that are outside the blockchain. For example, say you want to use you want to get some data from, let's say, Google API, Facebook API, or other APIs that are outside the blockchain. The smart contract is isolated, and everything you do in the smart contract must exist within the blockchain. So therefore, the need for oracles arise. So we need to bridge data from outside the blockchain to the blockchain. So then we have something called oracles. So oracles bring off-chain data that are outside the blockchain. They bring it to the blockchain. For example, we have getting the price of tokens, because inside the blockchain, prices don't exist. We view the prices from outside the blockchain. So there are some smart contracts that need to get the price of some, maybe ETH or any other token. So with oracles, we can get the data from the outside world and send them to the blockchain to be used in in a smart contract that needs it. So Chainlink is a decentralized oracle, although there are some oracles that are centralized. So there's something called the oracle problem. So number one, the smart contracts, some smart contracts might not be useful if they do not have access to outside data. So that's one problem. Like, as a smart contract, you need some data outside the blockchain to do some things, but you don't have access to it. So that's one oracle problem. So the other one is that then oracle exists, but they are centralized. So which means that the purpose, or one major important point of blockchain is actually being nullified, and that's decentralization. Because if we have a centralized oracle now and it goes down, or it's kind of faulty or stuff like that, the smart contract will be receiving invalid data and going to be using it like that. And for that, we have the second oracle problem, and which is what decentralized oracles like Chainlink is solving. So basically, with Chainlink, you get you get data from the outside of the blockchain system, and send them to inside the blockchain to smart contracts actually. Then also we have PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap is a decentralized exchange that allow users to swap tokens on the Binance Smart Chain network. So let's say you have a token, let's say you have BNB, or you have any other crypto that you want to swap for another one. You go to PancakeSwap, connect your wallet, and do the swapping. That's simple. So we have Aave. Aave is an open source an open source DeFi platform that lets its users blend or borrow cryptocurrency without need to going through a decentralized intermediary. So, for example, in the traditional finance, you have to go to the bank, sign some documents, do a lot of stuff before you can actually get a loan, or they have to lend you some money. So with Aave, it's decentralized, which means there's no single entity that you need to go and just go to the protocol website or any other website or protocol that implements it, and do whatever you need to do, connect to it, and do whatever I want to do to borrow the money from the lender. Then also we have Pool Together. Pool Together is a DeFi service that lets users to stake cryptocurrency into lottery pools for a chance to win a significant prize every week. So in a Pool Together, you do not lose your money. Like you just deposit, you deposit your cryptocurrency into the lottery pools, then you stand a chance to win at the end of the week. And if you do not win, your deposited money still remains there. So it's win for all. You don't lose your money, but you can win. So we also have InstaDApp. InstaDApp is an all-in-one asset management platform specifically designed for both users and developers to reach the full potential of DeFi. So basically, InstaDApp is a platform where you can manage all your assets. For example, your DeFi assets, you can manage them from a single dashboard. Say your it connects you to DeFi services like Aave that I mentioned here. So instead of going to the Aave website, you can do it from InstaDApp. Also it connects you to MakerDAO and other DeFi services too. So Zappa, let's go to Zappa. So Zappa is more like InstaDApp too. So basically, it's an asset management platform too, where you can visualize and track all your DeFi assets and also perform actions like, say you want to carry out some DeFi actions like borrowing from Aave or Compound protocol, other protocols like that. You can do that on Zappa too, just like InstaDApp. Then we have the Grab. So the Grab is an interesting project. So the Grab is basically an indexing protocol for querying networks like Ethereum and IPFS. It now supports other EVM blockchains and also the Near blockchain too. So basically, you have your smart contract now, and instead of to read data from the blockchain is actually like very hard. You have to do the indexing yourself, set up a server where you listen for or read the every block that's been sent to the blockchain. You go through it, pass the events, and do a whole lot of jargons. So, but with the graph, they do it for you. So it indexes your smart contract data for you, and then it provides an open API. They are called Subgraph. It provides an open API for you to integrate to your project. The API format is being used is the GraphQL. So I think that's where the name comes from, the graph. So instead of coding the Ethereum blockchain directly, you can just write some GraphQL query for you to get your data from the blockchain, and also the subgraph, which are open API actually. So you can use subgraphs from other projects to your own project. For example, say the Uniswap subgraph. You can use it in your own project if you need it. So think of the graph as a Google. Google is for the web, so the graph is for the blockchains. So it supports a lot of blockchain, like the Celo blockchain, the Near blockchain, Ethereum blockchain, and couple of other blockchains like that too. So we have Covalent. So Covalent is an API platform. Let me just call it an API platform where you can get blockchain data. Like, okay, Covalent provides a unified API, bringing visibility to billions of blockchain data points. So similar is actually not the same thing as the graph, but Covalent indexes blockchain data too. So, for example, your transactions, instead of you having a server where you that you set up and then read transactions from the Ethereum blockchain and save it into a database, Covalent does that for you already. So you just you create an API key on their website, and you use the API key to access transactions from I think around 20 blockchains like that. So you can get transactions, NFT data, spot prices, and other data from the API. Think of it as an API platform where you can get transactions, you can get NFT data and stuff like that from blockchain. It's also like you can. It's also like not Google, but you can just it's I don't know how to put, but maybe you should have get what I'm saying. But an API platform that you can use to access transactions, history, NFT data, and other kind of data from blockchain. So we have 1inch network. 1inch provides instant access to major open protocols, enabling fast and secure operations. It's a highly protected and innovative solution too. So 1inch is like a DEX aggregator. It's more than that actually, but let me just leave it like that. It's a DEX aggregator. So it finds the best route for you to swap your tokens on a DEX. Then we have Compound. Compound 2 is just like Aave. It's an algorithmic and autonomous interest rate protocol built for developers to unlock a universe of open financial applications. So just like Aave, you can use Compound to lend and borrow and do other DeFi operations too. So we have SwapFi too. SwapFi is an instant crypto exchange offering an extra income for liquidity providers from asset staking and rewards in the swap governance token. So SwapFi is an exchange on Waves blockchain. So with SwapFi, you can also swap tokens. You can swap tokens on the Waves blockchain. You can it has a launchpad feature where you can launch your token to. Also, it has a governance token called Swap, where which can use to vote for changes in the protocol or adding new projects to the liquidity pool of the new projects to the pool of the SwapFi ecosystem. Then we have NumSpace. NumSpace is a cross-chain name service, just like the ENS, serving the Avalanche, the Phantom, Celo, and the Polygon communities. So just like ENS, NumSpace is a name service. Like Ethereum is like ENS is Ethereum name service. NumSpace is not only it's just not on a single blockchain. It's cross-chain, which means on multiple blockchains. And you can, instead of using your normal your blockchain address, you can just use your NumSpace your NumSpace name to receive tokens wallet that supports it. Yeah. Okay. So I selected some projects that we can so we can just talk a little bit about it. And one of them is Chainlink. So Chainlink, like I said before, is a decentralized Oracle network that connects blockchain to the real world data sets, which means it brings off-chain data to smart contracts on the blockchain network. Because smart contracts are isolated in the blockchain, they do not have access to off-chain data. The only thing they can do is limited to the blockchain. So with oracles, like a decentralized oracle like Chainlink now, it brings data from the real world to the blockchain, to smart contracts. So some applications of Chainlinks are stable coins. For example, some stable coins are algorithmic, or yeah, algorithmic. So which means they are not really backed by a fiat asset. Like they adjust based on the market price and a couple of other factors. So they are called algorithmic stable coins. So they are not backed by fiat. So using the data feed price, the Chainlink data price data feed, so you can create stable coin algorithmic stable coins. So we have decentralized exchanges. So decentralized exchanges too can use Chainlink in their smart contracts. They can generate they can generate randomness using the Chainlink VRF. And also NFT minting too, you can use it in NFT, like generating some random token or data for NFTs that you are minting. Also, it can be used in blockchain games. It can also be used in insurance, like some decentralized insurance platforms. So we have Aave too. So Aave is an open source decentralized finance protocol that lets users to lend and borrow cryptocurrencies without having to go through a centralized intermediary. So I explained that before, like you don't need to go to anybody, say you want to borrow an amount, and you have to sign like 50 documents, 50, a lot of contracts before you can get access to loan. Just connect your wallet and meet some whatever they use. So some use case of Aave is lending. So you can deposit your fund to Aave, and when you deposit it, you are earning interest on it. For as long as your fund is still in the pool, in the Aave pool, where other people can borrow it. So you are going to be earning interest. So also you can borrow from Aave too, from the Aave protocol. Like you borrow, like you do borrow normal. So you borrow from Aave and you with their I'm not going to go into all these terms like over collateralized loans or stuff like that. So I'm just going to leave it. So also you can do flash loans. So flash loans is actually like is a little bit different. So not like normal loan that you borrow and you have like days or months or years to return with some interest, and you also borrow with collateral. But with flash loans, you borrow and you repay back the loan. You repay back the loan in a transaction in within the transaction actually. So like you borrow the loan and you pay in an instant. If you do not pay or if you do not pay back, the transaction is going to revert. I'm going to share some articles in back in Discord after Discord, so you can read more about these flash loans, because it's not what I'm going to be talking about here. For those that want to actually learn about it. So InstaDApp. like I said before, InstaDApp is an all-in-one asset management platform specifically designed for both users and developers to reach the full potential of DeFi. Like users can use InstaDApp, and also it has some SDKs that you as a developer can use to build your own project and also build your DeFi project. So it acts as a middleware that aggregates multiple DeFi protocols into one upgradable smart contract layer. So you have Covalent. So Covalent provides a unified API, bringing visibility to billions of blockchain data points. So like I said before, Covalent is just an API. They do not have a dashboard that you can use like other platforms like Zappa and InstaDApp. Covalent does not have a dashboard like that. So with Covalent API, you can build platforms like Zappa and InstaDApp. So some of the use cases are actually crypto wallets, NFT dashboard, and DeFi dashboards. Actually, Zappa and InstaDApp will fall under this DeFi dashboard category. And with data from this Covalent API, you can build dashboards like that. You can also build crypto wallets, NFT dashboards, anything that you need to build that needs you to fetch data from the blockchain or transaction data, NFC data, stuff like that. You can use Covalent API to build it. So the graph, like I said before, is an indexing protocol for querying data from blockchain networks like Ethereum and IPFS. So basically, you can publish APIs called subgraph on the graph network, and with that you can access your blockchain data very easily by just writing some GraphQL queries to access them instead of trying to index the data yourself by creating a server and reading the blockchain directly by yourself. With the graph, you just create a subgraph, write some configurations in the subgraph manifest, and your subgraph is up. So some of the use case of subgraph of the graph are DeFi. So you can use your subgraph in a DeFi. If you are building a DeFi platform, you can make use of the graph by making use of existing subgraph, or you create your own subgraph depending on your need. Also, the same thing goes for marketplaces and entertainment platforms too. If you are using the blockchain, like you are building a decentralized entertainment platform, and also the same thing goes for governance too. Yeah, I think that's all now. We can have some questions and answers.
Okay, thank you so much for that talk. It was quite insightful. I have a couple of questions here. I think the first one is, what's the difference between networks and protocols? Where does Bitcoin, Ethereum fall in? Do you get that?
No, can you come again?
Okay, someone is asking, what is the difference between networks and protocols? And where does Bitcoin and Ethereum fall in?
Yeah, network is I don't know how to put this, but
okay, but I have like a browser window open, so I could just
network. You can think of a network as
right.
Network is made of a couple of protocols, while a protocol is a set of rules for communication within maybe the network or communication with another network.
Okay. Yeah, so he's asking, where does Bitcoin and Ethereum fall in?
Bitcoin is a network. Is a network.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the next question here is
Also, it has protocols.
what is the difference between? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so next question is, what is the difference between flash loan and arbitrage?
Yeah, flash loan is, like I said before, flash loan is a type of loan that you take in a smart contract, and you have to repay back the loan within inside the transaction. So arbitrage is arbitrage happens um, when they are when market is different on different exchanges. Like, let's say there's a token on an exchange that's selling for $1, and another exchange now it's selling for like $1.2. So you buy from the one selling at $1. Then you take the token that you buy from the one selling with $1. You take it to the one selling with $1.2, and you sell at a higher price. Then you make some profits. So that's the concept of arbitrage.
Okay. The next person is asking, what is SDK?
SDK. I don't get that question.
Software development kit, but I think that's what someone has already answered. Don't worry. Let me move forward. So, is it possible someone decides not to pay back on AAVE?
On RV, yeah.
Yeah.
It depends. You like on RV now. You when you take loan, you have to um you have to leave some collateral. Like, you have to for example, if you want to borrow a token now, so you have to bring another token as a collateral. Like, if you want to borrow let's say BNB, you want to borrow BNB, so you need to bring another token as a collateral. Maybe I think the token should be like, the value of the token should be kind of higher than the one you want to borrow. So you need to you need to add some collateral actually. And if you are using flash loans, you can't even you don't need a collateral in flash loan, because if you do not repay the loan, the transaction will be reversed immediately, like you not even borrow at all.
Okay, nice. Last person is asking, what is stable coins? I think those are good.
Stable
that. Yeah, person actually Google that. Okay.
I think stable coins are tokens that that the value are pegged to a national currency. Like, for example, the USDT is the value of USDT is pegged to $1. So the value cannot exceed $1 and cannot be less than $1. Although there might be some changes, like let's say $1.001 or $0.99. So the value are roughly the same. And also, we also have another stablecoin for the Naira. It's called NGNT. So stablecoin doesn't necessarily mean it's pegged to the US dollar. Once it's pegged to a national currency, it's a stablecoin.
Okay, nice. And those are all the questions. Okay, sorry. Someone is asking, is there a place where we can get the list of DeFi apps ever created?
A list of
decentralized
list of
DeFi
what?
apps ever created. Is there a place where we can get the list of DeFi
Yeah,
apps ever created?
you can go to dappradar.com, and you can filter by DeFi by selecting the DeFi category.
Okay. Someone is asking, does Bitcoin affect the market of other coins or tokens? Does Bitcoin affect the market of other coins or tokens?
Well, I think it depends on the on everyone's opinion, because, like, for example, we've seen we've actually seen that sometimes when Bitcoin goes down, other tokens will go down. When it comes up, other tokens will follow. So it's on you to decide whether whether Bitcoin actually affects them or not.
Okay, yeah, I think these are the questions we have so far. So,
Yeah, all right.
is there any other thing you'd like to say, or we should call it a day?
Yeah, if there's another question, I don't have anything to say.
Okay, then we'll call it a day. Thank you, everyone that attended today's live session. The video is going to be available on YouTube. You can always check it out on the